Guys, and welcome back to Renee GTV. Today we are going to do a chocolate chip cookie cake. We're going to do a Halloween themed one. I got this request from CookBakeBlend, and we're going to get this ready today. So what we're going to start out with is I have a 12-inch pan. This is going to make a little bit more than that, but this is what I have on hand. We're going to just take some butter, or you can use shortening, anything that you have, and we're going to grease the bottom of our pan. Okay, if you have a pizza pan, that would work just as well. What you really want is a 14-inch, but like I said, we're just going to separate some of our cookie dough. We're going to take a piece of parchment paper, and I've cut it the size of our pan. We're going to place that down, and then we're going to grease the top of that as well. Okay, and you just need a little bit. We're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And as always, guys, a list of ingredients will be included at the end of the video, so that if you want to write those down, you can. Alright, so we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to grab our ingredients. Okay, so in a bowl, we're going to combine a stick and a half of unsalted butter at room temperature. You can use salted, but you would just omit the salt later on. We're going to add half a cup of white granulated sugar and 1 cup of light brown sugar. Okay, if you only have dark brown, that's fine. You do want this ratio because it makes for a better cookie. So we're just going to combine all that together until light and fluffy. And I'm going to save you seeing all this, and I'll bring you back when it's done. Once that is nice and fluffy, we are going to add 2 eggs beaten and a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. Okay, and then we're going to whip that up. Okay, and then you're just going to combine that until light and fluffy. Then in a separate bowl, we're going to combine 2 cups and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and that's it. We're going to whisk that together, and then we're going to incorporate the flour into our butter, egg, and sugar mixture, and we're going to get that combined, and then I'll bring you back. Alrighty, guys, so now we're just going to combine that together, and you probably want to do this by hand. It does take just a few minutes to get the flour incorporated. I do this in about 3 separate additions, just so that we do make sure that it is nice and combined. Okay. I'm going to get this finished up. Once the flour is mixed in well, we're going to add 2 cups of chocolate chips. Now at this point, you can really do whatever you like. Semi-sweet, milk chocolate, you can add half peanut butter, you can add nuts, you can go crazy here, but I'm going to add 2 cups of milk chocolate chips. And then you're just going to combine that. It's really going to be dependent on what your family likes, or whoever you're making this for. Kind of do your own thing here. Alright, so I'm going to finish mixing this up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to place it in our pan. Alright guys, we're going to take our prepared pan, and we're going to take our cookie mixture, and we're just going to plop it in there. I'm going to leave a little bit back just to see what we're working with here. But again, if you are using a 14-inch pan, go ahead and just add all of it. Now, some tips for spreading this out is if you use wet hands, it actually spreads a little better. Okay, I'm just going to use the back of my spatula, and I'll show you how much I have left over. We're just going to spread this. We're going to leave about a 1-inch border, okay, just so that it's got some room to spread in the oven. And you want to kind of make it the same thickness, so you want it to be kind of even. I'm going to go ahead and just finish getting this spread out. You get the idea. It's coming along pretty well here. And I'll bring you guys back. I'll show you what we have left and what the cookie looks like before it goes into the oven. Guys, so I have just smushed it out basically and left about a 1-inch border around the cookie so that it does have some room to spread. And it took the majority of the cookie dough, but there is some left over. Move my spoon. You can see probably enough for about 5 or 6 cookies, depending on the size that you make them. So you can save that for yourself. You can also place that in some plastic wrap and place that in the freezer, and then you have cookies whenever you want them. We're going to go ahead and bake this at 350 degrees. And I'll let you know about how long it took. We're going to watch it at 10 minutes and see if it needs to go longer. I did wet my hands and it spread much better. So you might want to try that. You don't want to drench your hands, but with them being damp, it does prevent it from sticking. So we're going to go ahead and bake this up, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay guys, so that baked at 350 for about 15 minutes. You want to take it out once the edges are lightly golden brown and the center is almost set. Okay, it's just going to jiggle just a bit. We're going to let that cool for about 15 minutes on a wire rack, and then we'll take it out of the pan. Guys, so I've just let it cool for about 15 minutes, and I've taken my knife and I've run it along the edge boards, and you can use a large plate. But we're going to flip it, and then we're going to flip it back over again, okay? So, let's hope this comes out okay. I'm a little nervous. Flip. Okay, there it went. Okay. Cool. And we're just going to real quickly place the other board on top, and we're going to hold it in the center and flip it one more time. How beautiful. There is our cookie. So we're going to let this cool completely, and then we'll bring it back and we will decorate. So we'll be back. And then another easy way to do this is just take a round cookie cutter, place it down on some wax paper, and then you're just going to kind of hold it in place. My chocolate has seized up a bit, but that's okay. You're going to just hold it in place and squeeze your chocolate in there, however much. And then you can just pour your sprinkles right inside. And I think that's probably going to work best for us. And then you can just let it set up like that. Now we're going to do the same thing right here to our witch, except we're going to do that in milk chocolate. And I'll bring you back and we'll show you that process. Okay guys, and then we're going to do the witch the exact same way we did the moon, except we're going to do it in milk chocolate. And the cape is a little bit too long, and I don't like how it almost touches the broom, so I'm going to shorten that myself. And you can make any adjustments that you need. It does not have to be perfect by any means. In fact, you may kind of have a hard time because you are dealing with melted chocolate. So just keep that in mind. You only need a general shape, and it's still going to come out looking really, really cute. You do want this semi-thick, or you're going to have a problem lifting it off the paper. And you are going to want to work somewhat quickly so that your chocolate doesn't set before you can get your sprinkles on. Alright, when you pretty much like what you have, you can give it a slight shake just to kind of even everything out, and then while it's still wet, you want to kind of hurry up. Just be very liberal with your sprinkles. And I thought I had an extra thing of sprinkles, but I cannot find them. So you're just going to let this set up, and then once it sets up, I'll bring you guys back. Guys, so our cookie has cooled. We're going to go ahead and decorate it. I have a number 21 tip and some purple icing. Purple is a good color for Halloween. And I'm just going to decorate the edge. You can see that I have a bit of a lip where it's kind of wrinkled up on the edge. The reason it's done that is because I didn't give it enough room to spread. So what I would suggest is give it about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of room, and then that way you don't have that lip. But it's not really a big deal. We're just going to pipe our icing right on it, and I'm just going to make this one really easy. We're just going to do stars, okay? And we just squeeze, stop squeezing, and pull away. And I'm going to do that all the way around the cookie. These are great for birthday parties, sleepovers. They're good for entertaining. If you need to make something quick, you have quite a few people coming over, this is the way to go. You can see that this is a very big cookie. We did have quite a bit of dough left over, so it would feed quite a few people in a relatively quick amount of time. It took probably less than 30 minutes from start to finish to do the cookie. That doesn't include the decoration, but you don't necessarily have to do that. So I'm just going to finish this up all the way around. Squeeze, stop squeezing, pull away. That's how you get your little tip. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'll bring you back and we'll add some more decoration. Okay guys, and then once you have your border, you're just going to take some icing or some melted chocolate, and you're going to apply it to the back of your moon and your witch, and you're just going to place them on the cookie how you want. You can also write Happy Halloween if you wish. Give it a try, guys. CookBakeBlend. I definitely hope that you enjoy this. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, guys, leave me comments, thumbs up, and share me on Facebook and Twitter and all the social sites with your friends and family. Appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.